Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the CR Lawrence number 2302711 intermediate offset pivot reinforcing backing plate. This is a reinforcing plate that you're going to install into, well, it can be used in a door or a frame, quite frankly. Either one is going to work. This is used to attach your CRL 19 or their J190 or the Rixson M19 or M190 series intermediate pivots when you're installing them down to what they call storefront tubes. Sure, if you've got, an aluminum storefront frame or the style, I suppose you could call that a tube. You could certainly also use this in a hollow metal frame as well, or a door, except that it's not meant for that, meaning the offset. Aluminum storefront is going to be 1/8 of an inch thick, and I'm not an aluminum door expert, but I'm pretty sure the frame is going to be 1/8 of an inch thick. Your 16 gauge steel frame is certainly not 0.125. It's going to be half of that, so you would literally need to account for the difference in thickness of the material because of this offset. That offset is designed based on the thickness of what you're screwing to it and the thickness of what you're attaching it to. And that will all conspire to give you that dimension. So if we're going to kind of eyeball that, 3/16 may be a little heavy. I happen to have a template of an M19 Rixson. It tells us that the material thickness is 3/16. No, forgive me. It tells us that the material thickness is 5/16. Okay, so if that offset, and we can't really see it on the camera, but if that's 3/16, that's going to be right on the money. And what I mean by that is the distance from here to here. Let's try to gauge that. .19. So 3/16 is 0.1875. Okay. So if you then add the 0.125 material thickness that you're attaching this to, 3/16 plus 1/8 is 5/16. So this is perfect for that. As long as your material thickness is 1/8 of an inch. Now, this, in the reference on the template, if you're looking at an M19 template, that first hole that's 3/8 from the top of the door leaf, that's right here. That's that hole. Going down to your 1 7/16 hole, that's going to be down to this hole, and then accordingly down through this. So this is going to have a whole mess of holes depending on what you're attaching to it. Obviously, this can be used in either application, in the sense of how you're going to install it, but be mindful that these holes are not going to be in the same place in terms of, top this way, bottom this way. So be mindful of that as well. It's made of steel. You could certainly weld this to something. If you were going to use it on a hollow metal frame, you're going to need to pad this back a little bit by a 1/16 of an inch to account for the difference in gauge of what you're attaching it to. Wouldn't be the end of the world. I wouldn't try to rebend this a little bit more severely. I would probably just get myself some steel washers and weld through that, and I would just then plug weld that all to the frame. Anyway, it's intended for aluminum storefront. These holes are drilled and tapped with a 1224 thread, and that's what's going to allow you to mechanically fasten this to your frame. Okay, some basic dimensional properties of the reinforcing plate, and it is zinc plated, by the way, for corrosion resistance. 9 inch by 1 3/16, I would say. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the CR Lawrence products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the CR Lawrence, this is their part number 2302711 intermediate pivot reinforcing plate, or any other CR Lawrence product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.